Good evening and welcome to this evening's Newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. Before we get to the news in detail, let's get to the front page comment of today's Kaieteur News. Our governments keep drumming into our heads that foreign direct investment creates jobs and supports local businesses. Yet they have failed to make it mandatory for those foreign companies to hire local companies, which have the capability to supply goods and services required by foreign investors. When Aurora Gold Mines, a Canadian entity, decided to downscale its operations, it fired hundreds of local workers and terminated the contracts it had with many local firms who were supplying it with goods and services. Instead of placing our people on the front line, the company put them on the breadline. Aurora Gold Mines then sold its operations and rights to our gold to a Chinese firm, Jijin Mining Group. This deal allowed AGM to walk away with $238 million. The new owners also inherited all the duty-free and tax concessions from which Aurora benefited. To add insult to injury, instead of utilizing the services of a local company, which had previously done business with the AGM, Jijin instead contracted a Chinese firm to provide the same services. Local firms, instead of benefiting from foreign investments, are being shunted aside. These practices defeat the justification for foreign investment, creating jobs and supporting local businesses. Foreign companies come here and benefit from generous tax concessions. They rape our resources and exploit our workers. They profit handsomely by reselling the rights to these resources and concessions to other foreign firms, which then snub local workers and businesses. This is the reality of foreign direct investment in Guyana. Wake up, Guyana. It is time we bring an end to this crude and cruel exploitation of our workers and local businesses and the plunder of our resources. It is time for us to take back control of our country's wealth. And now for the news in detail. Captain Smith here. The Guyana Civil Aviation Authority has submitted a claim to LIAT for monies they owe. Director General of the authority, Egbert Field, said that his agency would have submitted the claims directly to LIAT's administrator, Cleveland Seaforth. The Director General stated that the cash-strapped airline owes monies for several things. Further, he noted that following Seaforth's appointment, the authority was asked to submit their account of LIAT's debt, as the airline is seeking to pay off what they can. It is understood that the amount of money the airline owes the Aviation Authority is around $21 million. In other news, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony has welcomed the decision by the Guyana Public Service Union to abandon its threat to authorize strike action by nurses over risk allowances. The minister has described the move as a mature step to resolving concerning issues. The decision is particularly well received, the minister said, as the country continues to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic. In other news, an autopsy report has revealed that 28-year-old Dima Emilia Lezima Fermin, a Venezuelan cook found murdered on Sunday last at Big Hopak Dam, was beaten, strangled, and raped. Meanwhile, the two suspects, identified as a dredge owner and a miner, remain in police custody as investigations continue. Lezama was discovered at around 6:30 on October 4th, floating in a mining pit located behind the suspect's camp. Let's tell you now that the Ministry of Health recorded 104 new COVID-19 cases today. The information was reflected in the ministry's daily dashboard update, which states that the new cases bring the total number of confirmed cases to 3,292. The COVID-19 death toll remains at 95, while there are 15 persons in the COVID-19 ICU. And moving on, an expose by the New York-based publication Bloomberg shows that ExxonMobil is playing out a $210 billion 7-year investment strategy it knows will cause a steep surge in carbon dioxide emissions. The publication's analysis of leaked internal documents from ExxonMobil shows it knows its emissions levels will rise 17% by 2025. Bloomberg says this is setting one of the largest corporate emitters against international efforts to slow the pace of warming. In other news, Hess Corporation has announced that it has entered an agreement to sell out its stake in a producing Gulf of Mexico oil field to raise capital for its Guyana investment opportunities. The move is just one of the many signals of the enviable position of Exxon, Hess, and CNOOC offshore Guyana. Together, the joint venture partners enjoy the world-class Stabroek Block with crude at extremely break-even prices and a lopsided contract in their favor. Let's tell you now that aimed at ensuring that it participates in transparent transactions, American Marine Incorporated has returned the 20 acres of prime Ogle lands which were controversially and illegally vested to them by the APNU-AFC regime. These lands were transferred during the protracted and contentious March 2020 elections. According to a statement issued to the press yesterday, the developer had entered into an agreement of sales with NISIL on February 5, 2020. The developer was keen to point out that it looks forward to working with NISIL and the government of Guyana towards achieving their development goals. American Marine Inc. is now the fourth company to return lands to the PPPC administration. And moving on, Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa yesterday received Chilean Ambassador Patricio Becker at his Regent Street office for a courtesy call, during which the minister expressed the desire to learn from Chile's expertise. The government said that while Ambassador Decker offered imports of fruits and other commodities to Guyana, Minister Mustafa said that Guyana is in the process of developing its agriculture sector. He pointed to areas of agricultural investment in Guyana for Chilean companies, noting that there would be the need to commit to local content. The minister also expressed the desire to collaborate with Chile in the area of food and safety. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.